Okay. Sarayim Tov, everybody. Erev Tov, everybody. Sorry, not Sarayim right now. We continue the Rambam. We're in the section dealing with prophecy, and in our Rambam Lamar on page Chaf Aleph, and in this Sefaria text, it's point 19, I think, of the third section, and we've got it up on the screen, and I'm just not able to make it's Ubale C19 over here. I think it's going to be either section 2 or section 3, 19. Okay, and we're talking about the prophets and the false prophets. And we're going to tell you that even the false prophets know that they're not so perfect. Yeah, what's wrong?
Click on there.
Click on this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. But still, I can't make this any bigger.
Yes, you can.
Well, if oh, here it is.
There you go.
It was
Rabbi.
covering it. Zoom in. Okay, zoom in. Okay, now everybody should be able to see it.
Oh boy.
Can't make it any bigger than that.
That's as big as
Oh.
we can.
That's too big. Now it doesn't fit on the screen.
It fits on the screen.
Not the,
Not enough though.
oh yeah, just, okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's good, perfect.
Now, Uvala Kochas Elu, and these people with these powers, these sorcerers, Lo Yechanu. Lo Yechanu means they're not going to flatter themselves. Nafsham, Lo Yishalu, and they're not going to praise themselves. Shatstiku B'chol Chalkei Advarim, that they're going to be correct in everything they're talking about. But rather, Al Omer, they're going to say, this is our Nostradamus prediction. Shazos Hashana Yevitzaris, that this is going to be a year of drought. We shall Yered Geshem Klal, and there's going to be no rain. And guess what happens? There's a little less rain. Not a total drought. So, well, I was close. You know, it's like horseshoes, you know,
Grenades.
horseshoes and grenades. Oh, Yomer, let's say Shemochar Yered Geshem. They can say tomorrow it's going to rain. Then Shiard Liyom Shlishi. It rained 3 days later. Something like that. And this happens for the biggest experts of the sorcerers, that they're not accurate. And they are the ones known by name that are spoken about in their books. In other words, these are the greatest prognosticators. Man, he was bang on. He was just 2 days off. What do you want? He says it's going to be a drought, nothing, and it was a little bit. Okay, it's okay. They hold these are great prognosticators. And these are the words Yeshaya said about Bavel. He said, Yamduna v'yoshiyacha let them stand up and save you now. The astrologers, the stargazers, the ones who inform you month by month, you know, they said they're going to help you. Go see, they're going to help you now. What are going to help you?
Yeah.
And that's what they said. But the truth is, Rabbi said, and the rabbi said on the words, may Asher, that from which they said, below Kol Asher, but not everything. Not everything they said can come true. That's the way it is with the Goyim. Those are called experts. Those are called the top guys.
Soothsayers.
You know, we could say it's no different than the economic forecasters that we have nowadays, or the people in the Pentagon. There's no way the Taliban are going to take over. Oh, well, maybe a little earlier than we thought. Okay, well, maybe. Well, yeah, that's exactly what we thought. You know, all these people, you know, we expect the GDP to go up, 2%, went up 1%. Okay, we're only up by 1%. We're experts. You know, it's not all, these are the new, don't fool yourself. These are the new soothsayers. These people with the gloomy forecasts for the fall in Ontario, the fourth wave, and this and that, all these things. You know, and they make laws by which we have to follow because of what they're forecasting, right? They're now not going out of stage 3 now. They're not going to reopen because of the gloomy forecast.
Maybe we can have the fourth wave of learning.
As if they know anything. But that's the way it is with them. But now we got to talk about us guys, okay? Some came, but the predictions and proofs of our prophets don't work this way. But the only way that they are justified if it's everything. Ad mila achrona, till the very last word. You can't be missing the littlest or the biggest thing, nothing. For all time, whenever they speak in Hashem's name. If they're going to say something, they can't be wrong once, and even on a little detail. If they're going to say 75 people are going to die, it's going to be 75. As you recall, the famous, I'll just tell you a story. I don't remember all the details.
Oh, no.
But it was the time when the great general for the crusade, Geoffrey de Bouillon, came to Rashi, and he wanted to know, will he be successful? Will he be successful in conquering Jerusalem? And Rashi said, I want to tell you, you're going to be there, you're going to win, and then you're going to lose. And you're going to come back, and it's going to be you and two other guys are going to come back to this city. And that's going to be it. Whoa. Geoffrey de Bouillon was very upset with this. He said, how dare you say such a thing? If I come back and you're even off by one person, I will kill you.
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
So it was. The fellow goes, he conquers Jerusalem. And I forgot Rashi said how long he would be. I don't remember. And it was exactly that amount of time. And then he got overthrown.
Yeah.
He leaves with thousands of soldiers. As he goes back, less and less and less and less and less. He's about to enter into Rashi city. And it's him and three guys. He says, see, Rashi was wrong. I'm going to enter and I'm going to kill him.
No.
But Rashi said, it'll be you and two people will enter the city. So the leader goes in, the first guy the second way. So the third guy crosses, the gates collapse and kill the third guy right then and there.
No.
And the guy said, oh, I must go to Rashi and tell him how great he was. He predicted everything and I was wrong. And he runs and says, can I see the Rashi? He said, sorry, Rashi has already passed away. So this is Rashi, who's way after the times of prophets have ended.
He had Ruach HaKodesh, that's it.
Okay, I'm just telling you, these guys, when they say things, man, you watch it. Okay, so they know what they're doing. So therefore, that's what's going on over here. Nothing goes wrong, Balkain. And therefore, Kishiyashav Reikam, if they end up with something being empty, a little bit, Dover Midvar of any word of what he says, Neda Shikar, we know he's a liar. Even though he's 99.9% true. Kill him. Umasha Omer Kilo Yipo Midvar Hashem Artsa. Nothing from the words of Hashem shall fall to the ground. Ula Indian said Ramas Yirmiyo. And this is a story with Yirmiyahu. When he was talking about these phony dreamers who had visions, and they tell him what they say in their dreams by prophecy, and he would rebuke them. Okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
And he would destroy their claims. And he would say the following to these people. He says, he said, he said, let the prophet who has a dream, Yisaper Chalom, let him say his dream. You know, you guys say, Vasher Devarai, and those that my words which are with him, Yidaber Dvari Emes, and let him say the truth. In other words, let you phony baloney guys say, and let us honest prophets. And now he makes the comparison. How can you compare Ma'aletevet? How can you compare straw as habor or with grain? Ne'um Hashem, the words of Hashem. And what is he saying? Why is he throwing out? How can you compare straw to grain? What's this commentary? Well, how do they explain it? Shenavua Hebrura. Prophecy is clear. Faimbo taroves, there's no mixture when a real prophet does. Bein hakozov, there's no mixture between the falseness. Kamo habor, like grain, hamavur that's been sifted from the straw. Just like grain, the final product grain is pure grain, so too is a prophecy of a Jewish prophet, is pure grain. But those who come from the Yidonim and the falsifiers, Rubam Kozov, they're mostly lies, Ketevin like straw, Sheishbar Gargirechita, that has all kinds of other things mixed into it, seeds and other things like that, and therefore you can't compare them. Problem the Gemara and Brachas, this is the wrong thing. I think it should be not pay, cannot be pay test. It's no.
Nun hey amad
Pair
aleph.
test, nun have it out.
Nun hey amad
Kishem shev shalabarbalo tevin, just like you can't have grain without straw. Kachi eshel achol laum below tvarim b'telin. So too, you cannot have a dream with wasteful words.
Without
So
wasteful-
therefore, that's who they are and that's who we are. So this is clear. Now we understand. Okay, so now we got to ask a question. So now clear difference between a Jewish prophet and a regular prophet. Once the guy's been banged on many times, we know he's a good prophet. Whatever he tells us, we have to listen to him. We don't listen, we're chayiv misa b'nei shemayim. So now we come to the question. Nisha Bekan now, Perek Gadol Roilam. Now we have a big topic we got to talk about. If the prophet prophesies about calamities that are going to happen, or Yardu Aleim Avne Aldavish, or hailstones are going to happen, or anything. It's a doom and gloom prophecy from a good prophet. And look what happens. And then guess what? It didn't happen. For Rachamanim in Hashemayim, and Hashem at Rachmanis, for Amdu Kol Inyanim, Bishal Mishal, and everything ended up with peace and tranquility. So what is going on over here?
But in tshuva?
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but it doesn't happen in that. Okay. So you should know right away, he's saying, Lo Yoda Bo Kazav. That's not a proof that there is falseness of this Hanavi. Vein Royal Shunavi Sheker. You don't have to say he's a false prophet. Sheikh Chayav Nisor, he has to die. Why? Here's a golden rule. Could very well be Hashem changed his mind of bringing the evil. For a number of reasons. Could be tshuva. Maybe they did tshuva. For some they stopped, they went away from their disgusting practices. Or maybe, maybe Hashem is delaying the punishment, giving him more time because he has compassion. He's slow to anger until another time, as we see Hashem did to Achav. I will not bring the evil in his days, but be made I'll bring the evil in his son's days. Maybe he's going to have merit for merits he had beforehand. He did not say, I will not have it come at all, but it means Hashem could have mercy. So that's for sure. What the point is, a negative prophecy, you cannot prove with a negative prophecy. Hold on. You can't play it safe because we're going to see what they're going to ask him to do. The classic example is Yonah. Yonah was a true prophet. He said Nineveh is going to go down, and it didn't.
Did tshuva.
Why did it tshuva? But he was still true because, they went down later. Their tshuva was very short term, and much later on with the Ashur, the king of Ashur, suffered terrible losses afterwards. So it did come true. It was just delayed, or they did tshuva and it delayed it. Avol, here's the way we're going to know. But if he gets a good prophecy, that it's going to happen in a specific time frame. In this year, it's going to be a year of tranquility. So there was wars. Or it's going to be a year with lots of rain and very blessed. And was hunger or famine. Notice Shunavi Sheka. He's a false prophet. He's skying people to us. Now we know he's been proved as a false prophet. And that's what the pasuk says. With evil, the prophet speaks and says, and don't be afraid of this guy. Ratzoloimer means to say, Al Yafchitcha, Al Yafhilucha Milargo. Don't be afraid and hesitant to kill him. Even though also Amunoso, V'yasher Rechamoso, even though he looks like to be a man of faith, he's a straight man, he's a wise man, he looks like a tzaddik mamish.
No.
But if he says something bad's going to happen, a good's going to happen, didn't happen. And he filled his heart to say such a prophecy. And this went away from Hashem's mouth and it didn't happen. That is a sign that he's a false prophet. He could mamish be a tzaddik gomer. But if he makes a positive prophecy, it doesn't come 200%, you have to kill him. And that's why he's saying, don't be hesitant. What do you mean? He's such a nice guy. He's mamish a tzaddik. He learns Yom V'layla. But if he's saying the name of Hashem, that something positive doesn't come out. Shekarish Baruch Hu she'avtiach Eimer, but the Saras tell us they know because here's the rule. When Hashem makes a promise for good to happen, it cannot not happen if he's a true prophet. Why? So now we can have a way of knowing the truth of a prophet. Vumasha Amar of Hashem, the Gemara says, "Kol davar shezmi kadosh baruch hu letova." Whatever Hashem says for good, I feel outside, even on a condition, Hashem does not go back on this. So this becomes the rule. The rule is, this is how you can tell. So therefore, a guy says, trust me, I'm a prophet. I'll tell you a gloom and doom prophecy. We don't want to hear gloom and doom prophecies. You got to tell something real positive, to the detail. Well, it's not a positive year this year. Well, guess what? We're not, you have no way of knowing. We're not going to listen to you. Finished. You got to tell something positive. Okay, the stock market is going to collapse. Tell us who's going to profit from it. Or whatever, so if you can't, so until he gives a prophecy of good and it's absolutely correct and it's been tried many times in that, till then you cannot believe him that he tells us what to do as Jews. He's got to have a track. So based on this comes the very famous question. And what's this? We see that there were certain Jewish prophets who were promised good, and they thought Hashem wouldn't do it. And this becomes a very strong question. So why was Yaakov afraid when Esav came to him with his 400 soldiers? It says he was very much afraid he could get killed.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Hashem promised him when he left Laban's house, I'm going to protect you till you come back home. It was a good prophecy. Hashem told him a very good prophecy where he said, I'll be with you and I'll guard you wherever you go until you get home. But he was afraid he was going to die. As opposed to say, he was very much afraid. And the rabbi said, why was he afraid? They said, he was afraid of his sins. So maybe his son, maybe he did a sin he wasn't aware of, caused him to die. He thought maybe the sin will be that he doesn't know about it. How could that be? If Hashem gave him a positive prophecy, there's no way it cannot come true. It's a solid kasha, eh? The answer is very important thing. Remember, the whole reason why this rule has to come true is why. So we'll know if he's a liar, right? So this rule is only true when the prophecy is for others, right, for others to know if you're a liar or
not for you.
If it's a personal prophecy for you, the rule doesn't hold because you got nothing to prove. Yaakov doesn't have to prove himself to anybody. Hashem made a private promise to Yaakov. I promise I'll be with you. And if it comes true or not, has nothing to do with him proving himself to others, because Yaakov wasn't that kind of a Navi. It was not his job to tell anybody anything. So therefore, it comes out, it seems like Hashem can promise good things. That couldn't be true. So what's going on? So they said, you need to know. That's only when it's between Hashem and the Navi. That's when it could change. Even the good. When Hashem tells the Navi to tell others it's going to be good. With a clear stay below them without a condition. If the good doesn't happen then he's finished. You have to say, it cannot be. And now you have to understand, and it has to be this way. Because then you have no way of knowing what a true nevuah is. Hashem gave us a principal rule that the Navi is tested only if he is proven true in what he promises. Now,
This is a question.
what?
You're Yahoo up there. So he prophesies of the destruction of the Mikdash. He get all these prophecies, if you don't do this, don't change your
He didn't say when.
No, I know, but it was all doom and gloom. What did he prophesize positively that he became a prophet that people should listen to?
I don't know, but that's not important. He could have done a lot of things. But Navi didn't feel important to mention.
But all we know about him was the doom and gloom, and we said we don't go for that.
Okay, so let me explain. Whatever is written in the book of Navi is a message for all generations. Certainly, Yirmiyahu had to prove himself to everybody,
He couldn't be in the
but
book.
that wasn't a message for generations. That was no, the message he says that was going to destroy it isn't just to show he was a Navi. He's saying this is what's going to happen. This is why it's going to happen. And every generation that the temple is not rebuilt, it's like it was destroyed in their generation. So Hashem, they prophesied many things, much more than what you see here. But only what we need to know for eternal lessons for future generations is put in. The fact that he went and has to prove that he was a good, that doesn't have any future for us. So he probably predicted it's going to be a good year, this is going to be a good year, this is a good year. That's detailed stuff.
It would be good that we knew what he did.
We don't need to know that.
he-
You know what, Shelley? What Hashem gave us in the Navi, we don't even learn that, let alone he give us another 150 prakim of Yirmiyahu. You know, we don't even learn what we are supposed to learn. You know, yeah,
Right.
Hashem doesn't do, oh, be nice to know what he said. We're not going for nostalgia. We're going for what do we need to know? When we learn Yirmiyahu now, it's because now I need to do tshuva on what he's telling me now. I don't need to know how he proved 2,000 years ago that he was a true prophet, because I don't need to know that now, what he did. It would be nice to know. Torah knows what's nice to know. Yeah, I'd like to know Avram's mother's name. The Torah doesn't tell us. You don't need to know it. What color was Avram's hair? You don't need to know that. So many things you don't need to know. You don't need to know how he proved himself to others. We just know that he did. And that by definition, that made him a true prophet. What we are told are the things that we need to know for future generations. Okay, we'll stop it over here at point 31.
From 19 to 31.
What?
Went from 19 to 31.
Yeah. We're rolling
Right.
along. Okay, shkoyach, everybody.
So 45.
Yes, and you get everything. And you get your chavrusa.
Okay.